Welcome to So and So, brought to you by BERNINA, made to create. I'm Meg Goodman, and today we're taking you on our 4th annual behind-the-scenes adventure for BERNINA University 2025, direct from Salt Lake City, Utah. Now, you might know Salt Lake for the Great Salt Lake, or the Olympics, or maybe the Tabernacle Choir. But underneath all that is a rich, layered fabric of stories, of faith, creativity, and community, all told through thread. Let's begin where the first stitch was sewn by hand, by necessity, and by candlelight. In July of 1847, after months of hardship, a group of weary Mormon pioneers entered the Salt Lake Valley. Among them were women carrying more than just hope. They carried needles, thread, and pieces of cloth passed down through generations. They would build homes, raise families, and sew their way through the harsh realities of frontier life. Sewing for these early settlers wasn't a hobby, it was survival. Quilting bees soon followed. These lively gatherings were where women worked on a single quilt together. These bees were more than stitching sessions, they were places of storytelling, laughter, singing, and prayer. They stitched together more than fabric, they stitched together a community. These early quilts were often made from scraps, dresses, flour sacks, even old church shirts, but what they lacked in polish, they made up for in meaning. They pieced quilts for new mothers, orphans, and for temple worship. One beautiful tradition was the missionary quilt, stitched by family and neighbors, embroidered with names and scriptures, and then sent with young men and women heading into the world to serve. Other quilts were made for temple dedications or to raise funds for building schools, chapels, or libraries. Some of these quilts still exist, carefully stored in family trunks, passed down like scripture. Others live in the Latter-day Saints Church History Museum or in the vast digital collections of Family Search, telling stories through pattern, color, and hand stitching. But even today, that tradition continues. The modern Relief Society groups still sew quilts for humanitarian relief efforts, disaster aid, and refugee resettlement. So, on June 27, 2025, to the city with a rich history of sewing and quilting, arrived the participants of BERNINA University 2025. From the far corners of the U.S., dealers, vendors, educators, and members of BERNINA of America and BERNINA International from Steckborn, Switzerland, arrived to spend several days together to learn, share, and network. What a perfect place to do so. Outside the hall where the opening ceremonies were about to happen, the excitement was palatable. We got to talk with some of the attendees to learn about why they attend BU and what they were looking forward to. We started with folks from Ann Arbor Sewing. Chris, how many times have you been to BU?
I believe we're probably looking at about 18.
That's notable.
Because I believe I missed a couple of them, but it's been 20 years. So,
what are you looking forward to this year?
The new machine that's coming out and the new products.
So what are you looking forward to this year?
I love the opening ceremony, all the excitement, see what's happening, that's going to be happening over the year. And it's nice to see all old friends.
Then we heard from Dawn from the Tilted Quilt and Amanda from Hudson, Illinois.
So, there's a new 3 series out, so I'm really excited to find out what it is. I'm thinking it's compact, and I hear it's going to be mighty. So I'm really excited because who doesn't need a entry-level machine or a machine that you can take with you to retreats or classes and things. So, and then, BERNINA's always got super big prizes in store, so I'm excited, yeah.
I'm really excited about the new 3 series machine. I think it could be a great entry-level machine for all our sewists. Get that gap between the Bernette and the BERNINA. And I love hanging out with everybody, seeing all the dealers and getting new ideas.
As always, the event started with a rousing opening ceremony, which revealed new products, featured information about the past year, and had forward-looking plans for the future. As a special surprise, Nick Verreos of Project Runway hosted a fashion show competition featuring entries from BERNINA dealers.
Welcome to BERNINA University 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. 2025. Thank you so much for setting aside this time to be with us. We have so much to show you today, and if you think you know it all, you don't. Please give a warm welcome to your fashion show MC, Nick Verreos.
Double kiss. Hello, everyone! OMG. Christy, you didn't tell me there was gonna be like 10,000 people out here.
Well, I just wanted to make sure you showed up.
Wow. Wow. Okay, I really want to hear it. Hello, BERNINA! Hold this. One moment, please. Let's get this on tape.
Congratulations to the two winners, Joshua McLean and Maggie Smith. After the fashion show, there were more wonderful reveals with Christy Burcham, who was then joined by Julian Collins.
Introducing the second generation BERNINA 3 series. You're going to notice right away the sleek and compact design of this machine. And whether you're a beginning sewist or you are a seasoned sewist who's looking for something to travel with, this is going to be the perfect machine to you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I haven't even told you about it yet, but it's pretty great. It's pretty amazing. And it wouldn't be BERNINA University without a special edition, would it? You've seen one already, but now you can celebrate the spirit of the maker with the BERNINA 68 Maker Edition. Look at this. Isn't it beautiful? Look at this beautiful turquoise color. It's like it's just the right color for BU this year. And it comes with the perfect accessory package to appeal to the DIY sewist. So I love the title Maker for the B68. What does that title Maker mean to you?
Maker is an action. That is something that we do. I think we use magic and we use our hands in the magic that we create each and every day that we are at our machines. And we make something that is not always present in the world. And especially in a world that is ever changing, we are making what we want to see. So I'm using my creativity to make the joy and the brightness and everything that I want to see in the world. And I hope other people will do the same.
And even Yaya Han joined the fun.
I'm back. Hi everyone, it's Yaya Han, and I do have a really exciting announcement for you. After the success of the B79 Yaya Han edition, BERNINA and I have teamed up again to create another special edition machine. Please meet the BERNINA 38 Yaya Han edition. It's so beautiful, it's so me, and of course we had to add some special touches to make it into a nice bundle.
Then BERNINA of America President Paul Ashworth took the stage.
Gorgeous. Beautiful. Okay, now you just stay there, and I'm going to share with everyone these amazing accessories. So I'm excited to introduce to you 5 new hoops. Now we already have the B790 Pro. You all are familiar with this beautiful machine, but now we're going to unveil the new Pro machines.
So we have upgraded the entire 7 Series to be a Pro Series line. Of course, with our anchor machine, the 770, but also the 735 and the B700.
They look so beautiful, and they all have these beautiful matte finish faceplates.
With a power-packed launch like that, no wonder the event took off to places that deeply impressed all in attendance. BERNINA owner and chairman H.P. Ulchi put it best in his assessment of the new products BERNINA was unveiling. And then BERNINA manager of national events Jeanne Delpit explained what goes on into putting on an event of this magnitude, and she even shared her once-in-a-lifetime experience in the opening ceremony.
So what makes these new products special for the new audience?
But first of all, design, very modern. The price is lower, affordable, and still high-tech, so, touch screens, which young people like. So I think it's a combination of design, technology, and price.
What's your favorite part of BU?
Meeting with the dealers.
Jeanne Delpit, BU 2025, how's it going?
Oh, Meg, it has been unbelievable. Just things, what can I say? You walk in with a little trepidation. You always wonder, is it going to go well? And then the first day kicks off and it's good. You think, okay, when's that other shoe going to drop? And it never did. The hotel has been beautiful. Our guests are so excited to be here. New product, new dealers that we've seen for the first time, which is so rewarding because they want to be part of the family. But BU, as we know, every day is organized chaos. We love it. But just to be with family again and to see friends like you and all of our other dealers and our folks that we don't see but once a year. But it's been a great show. And Salt Lake City is so pretty. The hotel's been stupendous. They've bent over backwards to accommodate our dealers and our needs. And just, it's rewarding to put something on like this and have it go well. And being part of a team that works so closely together, you wonder, are all the parts and pieces being taken care of? And then I walk by and everything is in place. So it's truly, it's a good feeling for me too, to look back and when the team knows that we've accomplished such great. And I'm kind of bragging on our team, aren't I?
All right, I want to talk about a personal experience that we all got to observe. Opening ceremony, fashion show, Nick Verreos, collection of gorgeous gowns, and you talk about your part in that.
Well, when you get an email from your boss the Friday before BU starts and she says, what are your measurements? And you say, why? And then she says, well, we're trying to find a model. And I thought, oh my gracious sakes, do I eat or can I have peanut butter and jelly or what am I going to do? And I met Nick that morning at 9:30 before the show opened at 10. We're trying the dresses on and I'm inhaling and exhaling thinking I can make this. And they zipped. So it was, now I'm not 6 feet tall like those gorgeous models are, but I think I pulled it off and what an amazing honor. I am a behind the scenes gal, you know that. I want everyone else to shine. I want to give them their spotlight, let them be the best they can be. But this was one pretty experience. It was just pretty amazing that I had this opportunity to wear those magnificent gowns and just felt kind of like a goddess out there on stage. It was pretty remarkable. It will never happen again, but that's okay. Now I can say I've accomplished something that, you know, maybe on my bucket list to be a runway model for a few minutes. It's not so much, but it was just magnificent again. So it was pretty cool.
Michaelynn Rose, BERNINA of America Vice President of Marketing, found it pretty hard to contain her enthusiasm as she talked about BU. And she even broke the news about a wonderful new sweepstakes BERNINA is running.
Happy BU, Meg. What a crazy week it's been.
It has, and it's not over yet. What's new at BERNINA?
What's new? Oh my gosh, so many things. We have More Joy of Pro, and More Joy of Pro means more joy for your sewing. Everything in our 7 series is updated, and you are going to be amazed at the features and what these machines can do.
And there's many other products that are being debuted here too, right?
Right. We especially have something in our 3 series, and that's it's a great travel machine. It's good for people coming into sewing. It is an amazing machine that has the same powerful DC motors as all of our BERNINA machines, and it is at a price that is going to be so affordable for everyone. And I couldn't be more excited to have an entry-level BERNINA of this caliber.
What's important for our listeners to know about the coming year with BERNINA?
Well, the coming year is going to keep you filled with creativity for the whole year. There's so many new things, so many exciting launches with our sister companies as well as with BERNINA, so many interesting things that are going to come up that you will see shortly on television. And if you like apparel, I would certainly tune in to the new season of Project Runway, season 21, because I think you'll be very impressed. In addition to that, would you like to go to Paris?
Let's go.
Okay. Well, starting on July 13th all the way through November 15th, we are running a sweepstakes. And the sweepstakes is huge. 4 lucky winners will end up on a curated 7-day
experience in Paris, France. You can win that. In addition to that, we also have 3 BERNINA shopping sprees valued up to $20,000 of BERNINA products, and there are 20 prizes every week that we're giving out. So stay tuned.
While on the subject of Paris, let's meet Jessica Rose, a BERNINA ambassador who has chosen to travel to Paris and take part in a video shoot to promote the Paris Sweepstakes. Be sure to watch for a future episode of this podcast where we'll learn more about Jessica and her career.
Honestly, I still don't know how I got that lucky. It felt like I won the lottery. It was incredible. So I was a blogger for the 570 QE. So I'm primarily quilt. And I love that machine. It's honestly just like the perfect workhorse. It's, just big enough to make quilts and things like that. But my contract was nearly up, and BERNINA International contacted me, and they were like, hey, we love what you've done, and we have this opportunity in Paris that we think you would be perfect for. And of course, I'm like, what? Like Paris? Like, this is amazing. Like these kinds of calls don't happen every day, And so they were like, it would be, a week long, and, we, of course, would cover everything, and all you have to do is show up. That's it. Just show up and enjoy what we have planned for you. So really, the entire trip was a surprise. And it was just, they are phenomenal at planning things, and it was just honestly a dream come true the entire time.
BU is a wonderful opportunity to talk with members of the BERNINA team from both BERNINA of America and BERNINA International to get the inside scoop on new products and initiatives.
My name is Vince Nutt. I am the Q Series Development Manager for the United States here at BERNINA.
Vince, thanks for talking to us today. You told us what your title is. Tell us what that means. What do you do at BERNINA?
Well, basically, I work with dealers and the regional managers to make sure that their shows, the events, their dealers are prepared to be able to sell the Q Series.
And for those listening to us today who might not be familiar with the Q Series, it's a long arm.
It is. We have the Q Series BERNINA long arms. We have a 16, a Q16, a Q16 Plus, which is a 16-inch throat. We have the Q20, which is a 20-inch, and we have a Q24, which is a 24-inch machine.
We're at BERNINA University. Why is this show so important?
This show is so important because when we have new products, we need to get it out to the dealers, and having the dealers come to us at the BERNINA University is very, very big for us. It helps us to be able to get all the information out in one location. It's great to introduce new products. We have the new hoop frame that we're introducing. It's been out a little bit, but not everybody's familiar with it. So we're introducing the hoop frame and a lot of other products that BERNINA's introducing.
Tell us more about the hoop frame.
The hoop frame is a 5-foot frame. You actually can sew, if you like, our quilt, a king-size quilt, all the way down to a table runner. It's just like what the name says. It's hoops instead of rolls up on the frame like most frames do. This one is a hooping frame, and you can actually put with it you can actually put a Q16 on it or a Q20 on it, and a domestic machine. So.
What's your favorite part of the show?
Ooh, favorite part of the BERNINA, I would have to say Q Series karaoke, but I'm biased on that. But I believe the favorite part is to be able to see all the dealers. I see them in the field, but to have them all here at one time, then we're able to talk to them, find out, get the information from them, and things like that. So, and the classes. So I teach a couple of classes here at BERNINA University also. So that's fun also.
Carolyn Kinder, product manager for Burnett, arrived from Steckborn, Switzerland, to explain the new offerings from this product line.
Oh, I'm really excited this year because I can announce there's not only one new machine, but we have even 3 special editions this year in the Burnett line. And yes, I'm super, super excited.
So tell us about the new editions.
Yes, so we have, our main focus is definitely on the B68 Maker Edition, and we did that in cooperation together with Julian of Julian Creates. And he's such an amazing person. He helped us so much putting the right things together that make it attractive for makers. And I think it really worked out. We have now a nice bundle for the machine consisting of a presser foot set, but not only presser feet, it includes also seam guides for overlock and also for cover stitch, which is pretty new for Burnett. And on top, we also have in that bundle a nice Burnett vacuum cleaner that helps everyone to keep that machine clean and ready for the next project to go.
The vacuum cleaner's a hit this year.
Obviously, yes. Yeah, I'm so super excited because it's such an, actually, let's say, yeah, everybody needs a vacuum cleaner. It's no rocket science, but we made it. And we made it just perfectly. It matches the colors to our fresh B68 maker. And this is what the people need to keep the machine clean and work properly. Because, I mean, being on a serger, of course you have always a little dust in there and you have to clean it, and people think like, oh my god, how can I reach all those narrow parts in there to help my machine run properly? And with that vacuum cleaner, it's no problem anymore. You can be sure your machine runs perfectly.
And Rebecca Hood, Vice President of Sales for BERNINA of America, added her impression of the event.
Rebecca, happy BU 2025. We're in the closing day. How's the show been?
You know what? It's got a thread of excitement that we haven't seen in a while, specifically people really looking forward to getting into garment sewing as opposed to quilting, which is the next segment. It's the next area of growth. So that response has been really encouraging.
Talk about some of the new products that BERNINA has shown to the dealers here this year.
You know, probably one of the best is the B3 series. It has been overhauled with new technology and at a lower price. So now we can compete, our dealers can compete at the entry level in a new way, bringing in more beginner sewists, which is really important for the industry at large. And then on the other end of the spectrum, we have the B7 Pro series. So going pro.
Daniela Trier, Vice President of Marketing for BERNINA International, joined us to share the events of her first year at BERNINA and shared her impression of this year's BU.
Oh, well, the last 12 months have been like filled with positive emotions and joy, I would say. Mm-hmm. They really proved how fulfilling it can be if you can work on something meaningful with a great team. I think how incredibly passionate people are about sewing and quilting. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm a garment sewist myself, so I anticipated creativity, but this incredible true passion and also all these personal stories really surprised me.
Can you share any of those with us?
Well, there have been a lot. I had and the other day I was talking to a dealer, and he told me that 35 years ago he sold a BERNINA to a customer, and this customer went into his shop like a couple of days ago, or also a couple of weeks ago, and was telling him what he did about his BERNINA, and he still remembered his dealer. And I think that's so nice because this guy really had 35 years ago the chance to start with a very creative hobby. Maybe also his whole surrounding, I don't know, really started with this hobby, and I'm pretty sure also his social environment changed a little bit. So this is something very meaningful. And I think also when I see how people grow about their projects they're doing on BERNINAs, this really makes me proud.
Sarah Caldwell, BERNINA International Manager of Training and Education at BERNINA, and our guest on episode 31 of this podcast, also checked in.
So what's new with you since we met last year in Detroit?
Well, I've been very busy actually training the rest of the world on the BERNINA 990. So we've had a lot of launches. We had the US launch last year, and then slowly we did the rollout for the rest of the world. So lots of interesting customers coming also to Steckborn in Switzerland for training, and we were out also training them as well. So it was great. The machine's been going selling like hotcakes. How can I say it otherwise?
Where did you travel to?
I was in Holland. I was also in the UK and in Copenhagen, in Odense, and for our our distributor for the Nordic countries, so did some training there too. So it's really been really fun.
What's exciting for you at this year's BU?
This year for me, it's the Pro machines, the 7 Series Pro. So they've really brought out the machines now with all the great features that we love on the 790 Pro, and they're now on all the other 7 Series machines. So it gives people the chance, maybe they haven't got the budget for a 990, but now they can have some of the exclusive features, which is great. I think it's really important for us to be looking at the next generation of sewers. And when I say sewers, I mean also sewists. I mean not just the quilting community, but also garment sewists, because more and more people are getting into making their own clothing. It's good for the environment, and it means also too that they can find something that they get a lot of pleasure out of doing, and they feel great when they can present something they've made themselves on their own bodies.
A listener favorite segment of our BU episodes is when we get to check in with past so-and-so guests. First, there's Amanda Murphy.
What's new since we last talked to you?
Oh, we have new fabric, new rulers, new digital designs, a new course with OESD that consumers are going to be able to buy from their dealer. And it educates people on custom quilting on the Q series, on the 990, and on the 7 series. So that's really exciting. Yeah, so we're getting ready to open the vendor mall in a few minutes, and these are all the new quilts, which I guess they can't hear through the, but that's what we're looking at. It is a blue year, so my new fabric line is called Moonlight Serenade. I have a new book with C&T Publishing, and we have the new 990 cover. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to show all the things that I haven't been able to show for 6 months.
You're doing a seminar here.
I'm teaching a few classes. So I teach the Art and Stitch classes. That's the editing software that they use for the long arm. And then I also teach just a quick class on what I have that's new, that's coming out. And then I'm teaching a class about that educational program from OESD. And then I'm hanging out here with you.
And Tony Smith, or Quiltoni to us all.
What have you been doing since we saw you last year in Detroit?
It is always amazing to see you. I've been doing so many things. I'm so busy. The number one thing is I'm helping stores get into conventions, to nerd conventions. So I'm bringing stores in. We're creating sewing workshops. We're introducing Bernina machines to people that haven't seen them or people that just want to play around and sew on them. And it's been amazing. And of course, I've released my Starry Night Van Gogh-inspired quilt pattern.
Are you still doing your speed sewing?
Yes, because how do you think I can create a double-sized quilt with 3/4-inch little pieces in only a month and a half? So yeah, no, it's a lot of fun. I'm just a fast sewer and I love it. And I'm doing lots of demonstrations. When I go to stores and I do the demonstrations of the speed sewing, sometimes they will actually challenge me, and I've had one person beat me.
Oh no, does that mean a new tattoo?
I mean, maybe. I mean, you know me. I love my tattoos. I've got to keep on adding.
Tony, it's good to see you. Thank you.
Thanks.
Always a favorite, the dynamic duo of Pam Mashey and Gail Yellen shared their adventures. Some Bernina focused. They talked about the hive and shared other adventures as well.
Pam Mashey, Gail Yellen, another BU. How's it going?
Fantastic. It's great to see all the dealers having such a great time.
And I am so excited that they are getting so excited or have been also about the L890, the Bernina, all of our wonderful sergers.
Our new maker that we're bringing out is just a fantastic little machine. They're loving the accessories, the color of the machine, and the vacuum that comes with it. They just love that you can suck up all that mess that you make.
And people were really excited in yesterday's feet and accessory class, finding out all of the new things, that, not necessarily new, but new to them things that they can do with a serger in overlock as well as cover stitch mode. It's been very exciting.
So this year there's a special place that we're actually standing right outside of called the Hive. Tell us about this.
So the Hive was developed so that it's kind of everything surging, and it gives the customers, the dealers, an opportunity to come in and just be fully absorbed in everything that's all about serging. We're doing make and takes, a different one each day, and they can come in. We have lectures. Gail did a lecture. Julian Collins, who is the spokesperson for the maker, is in there doing some classes as well. We have great samples in there to show off all the great things that sergers can do.
It's been really fun, and it's kind of like a cozy spot for people too. So I think they're very comfortable sitting down at the tables and doing these different projects, and they've got the instructions right there with them, and they also have them on the USB stick, so that's fantastic too.
So one of the things we always love to do is find out what you've been up to since we last talked, and then what we have to look forward to for each of you. So let's catch up. Pam.
Oh, it's always, as soon as you ask that question, I'm going through my head, okay, what have I not done? What have I not done? Because we are always working on new projects and programs and development of new machines and accessories so that we can continue to stay fresh and motivated and continue to keep our dealers motivated too. Now, where are we going? Well, I'll be home 10 days in the whole month of July, so I'm going to be going a lot and going a lot of places. But one personal fun thing I'm doing is I'm going hiking now after BU, which is great. Emily Dunlap from Laura Starr and I are going on a little adventure. And then I'm going to be going to a number of dealers and filming. I'm going to do some filming with Threads Magazine as well as with Craft Alliance Industry.
Where are you going to be hiking?
We're going to the Grand Tetons, and we're going to Craters of the Moon. She's got the whole itinerary. I'm going to get in the car and just look and walk.
That sounds wonderful. Gail, what have you been up to?
I've been doing some Zoom classes. I just have a brand new pattern that came out and was available in the Brewer booth. That's a Luxe Lounge pillow, and that incorporates a lot of the overlock and cover stitch techniques. My next stop, I believe, is Hudson, Illinois at the Sewing Studio. I'll be out in California in early October, I believe. Coming up later on is the quilt show or quilt festival in Houston. And where else am I going? Mel's Sewing out in Anaheim, California, and a few other places in between.
And then there's Julian Collins, maker extraordinaire.
Happy BU. This is an amazing place, an amazing time to be here again.
It is, and you were on stage in the opening ceremonies today. You had a lot of things to talk about, like the new 68 maker machine.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So the B68 Maker Edition is a special edition of the BERNINA B68, but it comes with some special accessories and a vacuum cleaner and a beautiful color. I think that people are really going to see how this machine can be used in a variety of different ways that really enhances your sewing, from your regular serger to your cover stitch to your combo stitches. You can really use it for a variety of different reasons, and I think people really will enjoy that machine.
Now, you've been test driving it. What have you done with it?
A little bit of everything, from quilting and piecing to quilt as you go to a lot of clothes making. So a lot of my button-up shirts and stuff like that, I use that machine for it.
What other products do we have to look forward to? Because there's more.
Oh, absolutely, there's more. So, of course, there will be a special project coming out with this machine, a serger shirt that will be available as a free pattern on BERNINA.com. But also, of course, definitely check out the 3 series, as well as a lot of different fun things that will be coming out at BU this year.
Julian, what's new with you?
Just sewing. So I'm still making patterns with Nomi, and they're available on simplicity.com. I definitely will be coming out with more classes under my Demystifying series as an online lecture series. But then also, too, I have some things in the back of my head that I'm working on that should be coming out probably later on in the fall.
Joe Vecchiarelli and Tanya Norris, two notable individuals in their own right, have now joined forces under Joe's French-European banner. Joe, of Dancing with the Stars costuming fame, and Tanya from her days designing at Disney, shared their updates. Joe Vecchiarelli and Tanya Norris, it's so good to be talking to the two of you together at BERNINA University. Joe, what's new?
Gosh, a lot is new. We're already halfway into the year, and we're starting to go to the second part of the year, which is amazing. You know, that 25 is already half gone. And we have been on the go since, I say, early February. And it's been nonstop since February, you know, going to different trade shows, working with Dolly Parton Productions. That's been a real big challenge, and we're getting ready for Dancing with the Stars coming up real quick. As a matter of fact, when I get back, stay tuned. It's happening.
Joe, you never slow down. You're always moving. Tanya, the people listening to this episode were just recently treated to a special episode with you, where we learned so much about your history with Disney and everything that's going on. Here you are at BU with Joe Vecchiarelli. Tell us about what you two are doing together.
I met Joe actually at a Disney event 3 years ago in Marceline, Missouri, and kind of clicked. I've sewn most of my life, and so it was a natural that I would kind of like to talk to him, and it's just grown into being that I come to the shows with Joe and help where I can, and it's a whole new world and something very exciting.
What are some of the things you do at these shows when you're working with Joe?
Hand him the pins when he's making, when he's draping. I set up the classrooms, whatever he needs, and it's really, I'm thrilled to be able to do it. You know, I'll be 88 in August, and to be able to travel and do the things I do, and have the energy that I can do it, it's pretty amazing. And I say thank you every day, and thank you to Joe for allowing me to be here.
Joe, what's important about BU this year?
Oh, that's a loaded question, Meg. I knew you was going to ask that. I can only say so much, but there's been a lot going on this year, a lot of planning on my part, a lot of hard work at my end. But, you know, I've been on Project Runway working with that show, and that's been an amazing thing with Nick Verreos. And all I could say is that everybody should stay tuned for July 31st and tune into Project Runway, because I think a lot of people that love BERNINA will be happy that date. It'll be an amazing time to see what we've done and what we were able to accomplish this year.
You always tantalize us. Every time we talk to you, you always say, I can't say anything, but look forward to it. So July 31st.
Yeah, it's July 31st. It'll be, Project Runway will actually be streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu, which is amazing. And that's where everything's going these days, is streaming. So we're really excited about that. And that's been in the process. That show's been ongoing now for 3 months. I was actually supposed to go, and at tail end, then I could not go. I was invited for some potential judging, but I was conflict of scheduling. But I'm really excited to see what's going to happen the remaining part of the year, just with that particular show and everything else combined with it.
Tanya, is this your first BERNINA University?
Yes, it is, and it's exciting. And to see the enthusiasm from the dealers here, and I was at a meeting this morning, and I mean, the screaming and the yelling and the clapping and just everybody's really, truly excited to be here and see the new products and meet each other. It's really, the energy level is enormous. I mean, it's just escalating, and it's very, very wonderful to be part of that and feel this, enthusiasm is the best word and magic, because I think magic is prepared here with when you see these machines and what they can do, and the imagination is the limit. I mean, as far as you can go.
And speaking of Disney, fresh off the set of Project Runway and the opening fashion show for BU, Nick Verreos and his partner David Paul checked in with us as well. Nick Verreos, David Paul, it is so good to see the two of you. Welcome to BERNINA University.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel like I could be a student, but maybe a graduate now of BERNINA University. We love being here. This is our first BU, and we were told how big it was and how many people would be here. And, you know, people warned us. They're like, oh, and in a good way. They said, it's big, and there's so many people. And I was like, oh, been there, done that. But no, they really do it. Yeah.
They really do. David, what did you think of this so far?
Yeah, I had the same response. We walked into the room, the 900, and she was very specific about the amount of seats, 970 some odd, and it was impressive, very impressive.
No,
yeah.
I think it's just, to me, as a designer, as a creative, as an educator, I love, and I said this on stage, I love seeing all of the dealers. But yes, they're dealers, but they're also BERNINA educators, and they're all creative in their own way, especially to be in this industry and to be doing this. And so, as a fellow creative, I love being amongst my people.
Now, you emceed the fashion show and the opening ceremonies today, and you saw some pretty amazing creations by people who got to be on stage and model their own clothing. You work a lot of times, most of the time, with professional models, and yet you had people just coming from their dealerships doing. What's it like to work with people who don't do this all the time, and yet you herded people beautifully?
Oh no, I love doing that. I love seeing, especially people. A lot of them, they created their own work, and so they, it's nice to see, them show it off. I never got the chance. David and I never got the chance. We make wedding gowns, evening gowns, red carpet gowns. We can't really wear them ourselves, and so we don't get to showcase our own designs. So it's really nice to see some of the creatives and that, the designs that they created using the BERNINA machines, and then just seeing especially the novice models and how great they are. And we both, David and I, we've worked with BERNINA for several years now, so I think it's really wonderful how they've welcomed us fashion folk into their world, because as we know, BERNINA, I've said this before, is the Mercedes or the Rolls Royce of, quilting. But I think it's just great that they're getting into the garment construction and that aspect of the world, because there's so much out there. And it's really becoming, a lot of people, especially because clothing has become so expensive and people want to upcycle and their clothing. And I know, because of the amount of people that watch my YouTube to learn. They don't even go to fashion school anymore. They go to my fashion school. And so I know that people want to make their own stuff. Let me just put it simply. And I think that for BERNINA to get in there and to be part of that, especially with this generation of people, that may not be so much into quilting yet, but they're into garment construction. And we know that those BERNINA machines can do it all.
Project Runway.
Yes.
Tell us about this season. We know there's something special coming up. Talk about what you can talk about.
Oh, that's good. Well, we're excited. David and I are excited to be now, I think, our fifth season of being consulting producers on the show. And as we've said before, a lot of people say, well, what do you do? What does that do? We take care of a lot of the fashion stuff, which means, getting the supplies, making sure they have the right dress forms, the right machines, wink, wink, and, the right pattern paper. This season that we filmed, the 21st season, it was a lot, because it was done in a very small time frame, where usually when we film a show, it takes almost 2 months to film an entire season. But we did this in a shorter amount of time. So not only was it stressful, and you'll see, for the designers, which makes it exciting, but it was also a lot for the crew and us. And so we literally, in between challenges, David and I had to prep. So it was
upcoming challenge.
For the upcoming challenge. So it was like, there's a certain challenge, and they need specific fabrics or equipment or something for that challenge, and it's the night before, and so then we had to get on it. For that.
What I like to say is, as consulting producers, the designers don't often have a voice because they are in the midst of designing and, is sort of having so much stress of what the show involves that we are their voice. So that's what Nick and I try and do. We try and be the voice of the designer. So always talking about what will they need, thinking about what they need next, what will help them, what will aid them in getting that design done. Because ultimately, of course, it's a show where there's highs and lows and there's a winner and there's a loser, but you really want to see good clothes. You want to see good garments from everybody. So our goal is to try and get that to happen. So.
Yeah, so very exciting. And, again, with things that I can or cannot say, but if you are a big fan of BERNINA, you really, really, really should watch Project Runway Season 21.
There were myriad notable educators and presenters that provided a wealth of knowledge, experience, and advice. 2 of them have already been featured on this podcast. First, let's check in with Marilyn Gatinella from close to home.
So I'm retired, which means I don't go to work every day. It gives me plenty of time for sewing, gives me a lot of time for thinking of other things to do, and of course reuniting with friends and what I call friend customers, people whom I've gotten to know over the years, but when you're serving them, you're the server, so you don't really talk much about yourself when you're with a customer. And so it's been great getting to know them and sharing times, lunch, breakfast, etc. I'm very busy. My kids say, "What do you mean you're retired? You're never still." I started a retreat, a quilting retreat for anybody who wants to come. I get 40 ladies, and I'm about to do the 3rd one at the end of July. Well, the most special about this year's event is that our daughter and her family live here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of a twofer. We get to visit with the kids and our daughter and son-in-law while we're learning things at the university. But for me, as a social person, I love getting back to see people I've met before, sharing things that we've done in the store, things that are going on in our lives. That's probably the best part in general of every BU.
And then Shalancia Daniel of the Creativity Shell.
Right now, we are knee-deep into our summer camps. Summer camps at the Creativity Shell have just become such an amazing place for the children in the community to come out. They are sewing, they're quilting. We just finished Little Llama Quilt Camp. They're cooking, painting, drawing, doing pottery, introducing a new STEM program, but just giving kids those hands-on skills and a place where they can do that has been amazing. And now, just kind of being at BERNINA University, our next initiative is pushing the BERNINA Kids initiative, where we want to work with dealers to be introducing a lot more children's programs into their shops. The Creativity Shell can help them with curriculum, programs, projects, all the machines, everything they need to know to start really bringing the next generation of makers into this world that we love so much. One of the first places we went to is working with sex trafficking survivors, working with a group of people who have been through life, beyond life. How do you approach them? How do you bring in a sewing program where some of them might be having thoughts of suicide? How do you conceal things like scissors? How do you protect things like pins? How do you work with them so that they can work with you in a safe way? And that way you can also use your business to empower and inspire a generation of people right now who are they're not locked up when they're in shelters, but they are kind of removed from society. So we want to go in there with the right approach. And I know a lot of people want to do it. There's just no playbook, and that's what we've been working on for the last 10 years.
Kay England, who also taught a special session on her Odette's journey, took the time to explain this wonderful creation to us.
Well, it's a work in progress of 2 friends, and Gail Hillard, who was a vice president of education for BERNINA, suggested I do a blog for Odette Ulge, which is our current president, Mr. H.P. Ulge's mother, as she was at the helm of BERNINA. And so I created the blog, we did the story, and put together a publication to honor Mrs. Ulge.
Would you tell us about the block?
It's not an overly complicated block. It looks way tougher than it actually is, and it can be executed traditional. It can be done with specialty rulers, and it can even be done with like special cutters like AccuQuilt, for example. And it's easy to assemble, but it's very diverse in the way that I can make 25 other blocks out of the components that live in the Odette block.
If people want to see Odette's block, where can they go?
Well, it's available. It is available, obviously, for the dealers wholesale, and then they can buy it retail from many things. I would just Google, just go and go Odette's Journey, and they would be able to buy it. If it's dealers or businesses, of course, we have distributors.
Now let's make one more stop in the merchant market and check in with David from Benartex and Madison from Brewer.
We're also bringing to BERNINA University for the first time Cycle, which is a new fabric division that we just purchased in the beginning of this year. And Cycle does collegiate fabric, basically other licensed fabric. Collegiate fabric, all the NCAA schools, the NHL, Realtree, Farmall, all these different licenses that are perfectly useful for all of the BERNINA dealers and really all the consumers that we reach.
Why is it important to be at the show?
So one thing is to do a nice big launch, to try and get the word out to all of the BERNINA dealers, and ultimately they're going to take it back and bring it to all their consumers. One of the other things is by just spending time with some of the dealers and talking with them, we end up getting new ideas. We end up learning about what it is that they need from us, and we go back and try and create the things that they need to help them in growing their business.
My name is Madison Nielsen. I'm with Brewer.
Madison, what does Brewer do?
Brewer is a quilting sewing distributor based out of Chicago.
And we're at BU 2025. Why is it important to be here?
We love going to BU 2025 and all the BUs in general. It's really about creating those connections with our customers and getting to see how their businesses grow, figuring out how we can help them. So, we're always here to help, and it's an exciting event to attend.
What's new from Brewer?
We've got so much new stuff. We've got a brand new line of luggage called the Goat Tote. That's real big. Of course, we have Amanda Murphy's rulers and templates. We've got a new bag making line, Simply Classic. So always exciting stuff coming through.
And while we're here, let's check in with Mitch from Metzler and Jordan from OASD.
Tell us about your products.
Okay, we have a very diverse product range. Our most popular is Metricine, which is our all-purpose thread. We have silk finish cotton in 4 different weights, 28, 40, 50, and 60. The most popular is 50 weight. We also have Polysheen, which is our embroidery thread. We have Ceracore, which is our overlock thread. And we have our new thread, which is the Extreme Pro.
So let's talk about the Extreme Pro. There's a movie that has just been released, and the directors and the writers of that movie and their star actor have been on this podcast. They use that Extreme Pro thread to do some pretty crazy Rube Goldberg type things in the movie. The thread actually pulled a guy upstairs. Talk to us about the strength of this thread.
Well, this is our brand new upholstery thread. It's a 30 weight, and I have tried to break it with my hands, and I just cannot break it at all. It's very, very strong. It's brand new. We have 20 different colors. We have a beautiful new cabinet that features 21 slots, so we double up with one of the colors. But from what I can tell, we can't break it whatsoever. So I think that's why it works so well in the movie.
And tell us about OASD.
OESD is Oklahoma Embroidery Supply and Design. For about the last almost 40 years, we've been creating machine embroidery designs and supplies for embroiderers. We're part of the BERNINA family.
And we always want to touch base with Maggie Urso, BERNINA of America Marketing Manager for Social Media, whose role is to bring events from BU and those throughout the year to people worldwide. And then let's talk to Sylvain Bergeron, BERNINA Educator Extraordinaire, who's chalking up a remarkable number of BUs.
It's going great. We are having a lot of fun. Social media, we're getting a ton of content. We actually had Julian Collins, who is one of our brand ambassadors. He did a takeover for us yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic. He's the person that's aligned with the B68 Maker campaign.
Yep.
So a lot of serger fun. And it's been a really good time. Always running around on our feet, trying to make sure we capture the cool stuff, the funny stuff, some silly stuff. So
there's plenty of that here.
Oh, plenty of it.
So this is my 29th BU on staff, right? 30th total. I was interviewed at BU in 96. And for me, BU is like the high point of the year, not just because it's a big event and all that. It's where I meet all the real people, right? The store owners, the staff, they're the real people in the trenches. So it's Hug Fest for like 5 days. Love it.
Hugfest indeed. Bernina University is so big and so important that those who develop and manage the event are already beginning their planning for next year. Kai Hildebrand, CEO of BERNINA International, as always, was so very upbeat about BU and the coming year and what's next.
It is almost incredible, but it is every year better. And this year, again, it was top what we have done in all the years before. So, of course, marvelous.
What was the most special thing about it?
It's just a vibrant atmosphere, the energy of our dealers, how they accept the things we are bringing to them, how they want to really already here translate that into success. It's just, great.
Your favorite part?
My favorite part? I would say it's the opening session, because then we unveil all the secrets and people start, this is coming, that is coming, and everybody starts to think, what can they do, how can they do it, and that's just great.
And Paul Ashworth, president and CEO of BERNINA of America, put the exclamation point on Kai's comment, in fact, on the whole BU event.
Oh, it's like always amazing, the energy, what the dealers bring to the table. Of course, we do our utmost best to get them as Twitter-pated as possible with new products and new opportunities. But it's thrilled to be here. It's my 14th BU and as memorable as all the others.
Do you have a favorite part?
Favorite part is usually the opening, because that's where I'm under a lot of stress. So I normally get, when that's done and dusted, I can then enjoy the rest of the week and just spend my time talking to people, connecting with the dealers, and just, enjoying the show.
What's the biggest takeaway you want the dealers to have from this whole event?
The biggest takeaway is just keep doing what you're doing. Have the passion you do. Love BERNINA the way you're doing, the partnership we have. Let's just keep that journey going.
And so the journey does indeed continue, as we look ahead with excitement to BU 2026 and all the inspiration it will bring. This special behind-the-scenes episode of So-and-So offers more than just a glimpse into an event. It's a window into the heart of BERNINA and the BERNINA experience. From the Ulci family to the passionate quilters and sewists who bring BERNINA and Bernette machines to life, this is a celebration of innovation, creativity, and community. Each year at BERNINA University, that spirit shines brightest. And as the sun sets over the Salt Lake City skyline, those who gathered here return to their corners of the world, carrying with them new tools, fresh ideas, and renewed friendships that will continue to inspire until we meet again. Our sincere thanks to those who gave us their time and shared their stories, and to BERNINA for making this episode possible. If you know someone you think has an outstanding story, a story that should be shared on this podcast, please drop me a note to meg@soandsopodcast.com or complete the form on our website. Be sure to subscribe to, review, and rate this podcast on your favorite platform, and visit our website, soandsopodcast.com, for more information about today's and all of our guests. That's SEWANDSO podcast.com. I'm Meg Goodman, and I look forward to you joining us next time on So-and-So.